Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing another character showcase in My Academia Ultra Impact. So for today's video, we're going to be showcasing Fantasy Bakugo, the other UR that got introduced with this 1-year anniversary event, which is really cool. So yeah, we got Fantasy Deku and we got Fantasy Bakugo with this event, and I was lucky enough to pull both of them, so I obviously wanted to showcase both of them because they're both pretty cool. And it's also, again, really cool that we got fantasy characters. Like, I think that's really neat. For those who don't know, the fantasy world was showcased off in the ending of season 2, so yeah, it's just really neat that we got characters based off of that kind of like fantasy world. And the plan is we're going to showcase Bakugo off today, so let's get into it. So let's start here. So he is a purple type character, and he is a UR character, which is pretty neat. Just like Deku, I don't have him awakened yet, just because, again, he is brand new, and just like Deku, I really wanted to showcase him off, but I had a compromise. So if I wanted to showcase him, he would be, unawakened. And if we go to his ability board, here I am currently with his piece board. I only have the first piece unlocked. Again, just like Deku, I do have some points saved up from the summoning area, so I could trade them in for more of his pieces, but I want to wait till like the end of the event. But I did want to at least get his one skill unlocked, so that's why I got the first piece. And then for the basic route, I'm not even on the same page as the Awakening yet. I got him after Deku, so obviously I'm a little behind with him. But just know that he's not even at his full potential when we're showcasing him today. So like, I can still awaken him, I can still max him out to page 9, and I can still max out his piece board as well. So just know that he's not even at his full potential when I'm showcasing him, but I believe he will still do pretty well because he is a UR character and he is pretty cool. Like, he has like a lot of amazing skills, so let's show them off now. Again, just like Deku, he was introduced with the UA Legends Heroes Depart event that's going on right now, which means he gets an event bonus, so he will get an increase on items obtained from event quests by 20%. So if you have him, I would recommend using him during this event because you get increased items from the event quest, by 20%, which is pretty good. So yeah, I would recommend using him during the event, just like Deku. So let's move on to his actual, moves. So for his plus ultra move, it's called Burst Speed Ogre Burst, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty funny, actually. Again, he's a fantasy character, so ogre, pretty funny. So he deals 650% damage to a single opponent. It will increase character's power by 40% for 3 turns. 40%, that's really good. And will make the character ecstatic for 3 turns. So ecstatic is another keyword that many of you probably don't know, so I'll just basically describe it to you right now. Ecstatic basically is plus ultra gauge fills up faster. So it's nothing too crazy, but that is actually pretty good because if you think about it, if he uses his plus ultra move, he basically has an ability in the plus ultra move to use his plus ultra move more. You know what I'm saying? It basically fills up his gauge faster every time he uses it, and on top of that, you really kind of want to use his plus ultra because, well, first off, 650% damage is really good, but not to mention, it increases power by 40% for 3 turns. That's wild. 40% for using a plus ultra move, and then that plus ultra move helps you get the plus ultra faster the next time. Like, that's pretty good. So that's his plus ultra move. Then moving on to his first action skill, it's called Stun Grenade. It deals 225% damage to all opponents. It will increase character's power by 20% for 5 turns, and it has a low chance of blinding all opponents by 3 turns. The cooldown on it is 4 turns, and yeah, again, another move that gives him power. And this time it's for 5 turns, but it's only 20%, but still 20% is really good. It also hits all the opponents, and it has a chance of blinding them, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just a really solid move as well. Another power increase with him. His other action skill is called Explosive Speed Turbo. It deals 325% damage to a single opponent. It will increase character's critical hit rate by 15% for 5 turns, and will also increase character's plus ultra gauge by 30%. The cooldown time on it is 4 turns. Again, another move that helps you get his plus ultra, and I mean, that's really good because his plus ultra is amazing. 40% power, and it makes him ecstatic, which also helps him get his plus ultra move faster while using his plus ultra. Like, it's pretty good. And he also gets a critical hit rate bonus, 15%, so again, really good. And just 325% damage is actually not that bad. Like, I think that's pretty good. So that's his other action skill. Moving on to his auto skills, his first one is called Win and Save. Basically, if the character did not land a critical hit, it will increase character's critical hit rate by 4% for 5 turns. Also increases character's plus ultra gauge by 5% when you land a critical hit. So basically, if you don't land a critical hit, well, okay, we'll raise the chance for you to hit, a critical hit. And if you do hit a critical hit, your plus ultra gauge will go up by 5%. Again, another move that helps you get to his plus ultra move, which again is really good. Not to mention, it's really good because basically, if you don't get a critical hit with him, like, you just get a bonus. to help you hit a critical hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it increases characters' critical hit rate by 4%. Like, that's really good. Like, that's really, really good. And it's pretty funny because, like, oh, I didn't hit a critical hit. Well, time to, you know, make my chances higher because I didn't hit one. Like, that's pretty good. Just, yeah, and if you do hit one, then your plus ultra gauge goes up. Like, it's just a win-win with that. His other auto skill is shut your blabbering and die. Really interesting. Okay. It gives the character the ability to overwhelm. It increases character's power by 5% for 5 turns after landing a critical hit. So again, if you land a critical hit, you get another power increase, which is by 5%. Like, what? That's so crazy. And then overwhelm is another term that most people probably don't know, so I will, you know, just describe it to you. So basically, it will reduce the damage taken by character from opponents with fewer temporary buffs than the character, and increase damage dealt to the opponent with fewer temporary buffs. The damage received by the character and dealt to the opponent varies depending on the difference in the number of temporary buffs between character and opponent. So basically, in a nutshell, what overwhelm does is basically if the character, like your opponent, has fewer temporary buffs than you do, so if you have more temporary buffs than they do, you will take less damage and deal more damage to them, which is pretty interesting. He does get a lot of temporary buffs, I believe, from his moveset alone. So, I mean, yeah, well, yeah, because, you know, 5 turns right there, 5 turns right there, 3 turns if you land that. So, yeah, essentially, basically, when Overwhelm activates, basically, you know, when Overwhelm does activate, basically, if the opponent has fewer temporary buffs than Bakugo, they will do less damage to him, and he will do more damage to them. So that is crazy. Like, he's a high damage dealing character. So basically, in a nutshell, he seems like a character who just, like, screams power. Like, he's just like, I will deal as much damage as possible. And also, in my opinion, it seems like his kit is really just trying to push you to use his plus ultra move as much as possible. Which, you know, I don't blame the kit because the plus ultra move is pretty nice, I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, that is Bakugo. We're gonna showcase him off now gameplay wise, so let's go to the VE tower. So we're here in the VE tower and we're gonna take him to the speed stage, and we're gonna go to a difficulty level S scenario, 3rd floor scenario. The reason why we're doing that is because, well, first off, even though I don't have him awakened, even though I don't have any visibility boards maxed out, I believe he will do really well in a difficulty level S scenario, not only because he's a UR character, but also his skills seem kind of wild. So I definitely think he'll do well in a difficulty level S 3rd floor scenario. And also on the 3rd floor, we have a yellow type boss, which, as we know, purple type characters do really well against yellow type characters, but also, you know, vice versa, yellow type characters do really well against purple type characters. But either way, I'm just trying to set him up against a boss that he can do well against. And, you know, obviously purple types do well against yellow types. Bakugo is a purple type. The boss Hawks is a yellow type, so that's the reason why we're going to battle this boss. And yeah, that is why we're going onto this stage, on this floor, on this difficulty. So let's just dive into it. Alrighty, so here is the team I designed for Bakugo. We're going to ignore the sub characters because they're just substitution characters, but basically let's just dive into you know, the regulars. So here is the memory I gave Bakugo. So in my opinion, this is one of the best memories in the game. It's called Adventure Awaits. And basically the skill on it is it will increase characters' abilities depending on the types of characters on the team. It will increase characters' power by 20% if there are any red type characters, skill impact by 25% if there are any blue type characters, max HP by 25% if there are any green type characters, critical hit rate by 20% if there are any yellow type characters, and speed by 20% if there are any purple type characters. Again, I think this memory is just really good for any character in general, just in my opinion, but the reason why I gave it to Bakugo is because, well, again, I think he's really good. I think this memory is really good, so that's why I combined the two to make a really good team. But also, this memory has artwork of the fantasy world as well, and because we're showing off a fantasy character, I thought it'd be pretty funny if the, you know, the character and the artwork matched because they're both fantasy themed. So yeah, that's the reason why I chose this memory. And then we also have Hado on the team because, again, she is a great healer. So just in case Bakugo does come close to dying, she can heal him back up. Obviously, we don't want him dying because we won't be able to showcase him, so that's why we have Hado on the team. And then I also have Eraserhead on the team because of a couple of reasons. Reason one is because one of his action skills, called Erasure, will cancel 2 temporary buffs of a single opponent, which is good because obviously with Overwhelm, we want the opponent to have fewer temporary buffs than the character, so that'll be pretty good. And then on top of that, he has an auto skill where it's called Let's Be Rational, and it will increase critical hit rate of all ally UA High School Class 1A characters by 15%, which is Bakugo. So he'll get a critical hit rate boost, you know, because of Eraserhead as well. So that is why I chose him for the team, and that is the team I designed for Fantasy Bakugo. Alrighty, there's his intro, a really sick looking intro. Okay, so here we go. This is where the fun begins. Okay, so we're going to try to obviously blind the opponent because, you know, there's a chance of blinding with this move. And we'll skill chain it with this and this because I don't believe Hawks has that many temporary buffs as of right now. So obviously I want to save it, you know, to the point where he gets more temporary buffs. That's when I'll use Erasure. So here we go. Boom. Oh, we blinded him. Nice. Okay. And then, okay. 23,000. Okay, but this is Bakugo. Eraser, calm down here. Okay. 6,100 plus. Pretty good. Okay. We're going to just do this. We have a lot of temporary buffs as of right now. 14,000 plus. Pretty good. That's Hawks' plus Ultra. We can just skip that. Okay. There we go. And let's take a look at his plus Ultra. I'm going to slow it down because, again, he's a UR character. So he has a custom kind of like plus Ultra. So here we go. Okay. He also just got some more temporary buffs. So we're going to have to erase those. Okay, so here's Bakugo's plus Ultra, a really sick one. I like how he like falls out of the sky with his like explosion spinning, and then hits him with the sword, or almost hits him because he dodged. That was unfortunate, but okay, let's do this so we can cancel some temporary buffs off of him. There we go, nice. And then we'll do that. Okay, we'll do this, and boom, 23,000 plus. Okay, cool. Just to be on the safe side, we'll heal up a bit, and then we'll combo chain it with the other two. So boom, boom, 29,000 plus. That's really good. Okay, there we go. And we'll use his plus Ultra again because obviously you want to keep trying to use his plus Ultra as much as possible. So here we go. Oh my goodness, 33,000 plus from that one, I believe. Like, oh my gosh, he's a monster. We will erase again so we can try to remove as many buffs as possible off of Hawks. There we go. Hado just went down, but that's okay. Here we go. Just wait for that to go over. Okay. And we will do this. And I suppose we can combo it with this. Why not? Here we go. Boom. 16,000. Or 16,000 plus, I believe. Okay. He just dodged. That's fine. We will do this now. And boom, 24,000 plus. And we will finish off with the plus Ultra animation. So here we go. Again, just a really sick one. Just like Deku, they changed his background up, which is really cool. 30,000 plus. That is crazy. But yeah, that is Bakugo, Fantasy Bakugo. A really great UR character, in my opinion. Like, I think he's really good. Damage-wise, like, really good. But yeah, that is Fantasy Bakugo. Again, really cool that we got another fantasy character. Obviously, Bakugo as a character isn't unique to My Academia games. Like, he's in My Hero 1 Justice 2, Strongest Hero. But this variation of Bakugo is unique. I believe he's not in 1 Justice 2. He's not in Strongest Hero. So this is pretty cool that we got a unique Bakugo to this game. So yeah, that is Fantasy Bakugo. If you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. That would be amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.